So this is part of the package. So I've got a PowerPoint with effectively this is called Smiler, this purple character here, and Smiler is hiding some information, and for 25 days Smiler is going to hide 2 pieces of information. So it's divided into 5 chunks of 5. It's all based on smart motorways, which I've explained in a webinar to explain this to people. Now, all of these 25 things I've gone through the Key Stage 1 curriculum and thought, if I could get kids doing 25 facts, what would they be? And in fact, if I click on the bottom here, you'll see all 25. So for example, day 1 is just 5 and 5 is 10. And then it's the key concepts. So things, that's a deceptively simple thing, but if you've taught Key Stage 1, you know that there's a lot going on there. So you've got doubles, you've got the commutative property, you've got number bonds to 10. And then the really, really vital thing that I think is going to allow children to fly is the related facts. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 50 and 50 is 100. And the word of the day happens to be sum. And so you've got these 25 things all around. And I won't lie, I focus almost entirely on numeracy. There's a little bit about shape, but not much. There's a little bit about fractions, but not much. Again, a little bit about other measures. So each day looks very similar. So they'll have a fact of the day, and you can see Smiler is hiding on so 5 and 5 is, and they have to decide what Smiler is hiding. Hopefully they'll all be able to say 10, but you never know. Okay, so that's the heart of, put it on your whiteboard. And then the word of the day, I really want them, if you're going to communicate mathematically, you have to be able to speak the language, right? If you want to talk to someone who's French, you need to speak French. So if you want to think mathematically, you need to think in maths. So the sum of 5 and 5 is 10, right? So that's it. But then the crucial bit comes where the teacher says, "What time is it?" And all the children shout, "It's what else time?" And the what else time is the crucial thing where they then have to, at their tables, find out as many other things as they can. And they have to show me with part hole models, with Dinesh equipment, with Numicon, with Cuisinart, with bead strings, with tens frames, with Rec and Rex. All of those things can be used to show. And there, I think, is where the best learning comes, because there I'm putting together my fluency and my reasoning. All right. So, and then every single day for 25 days, there's like, let teacher notes to go with that. Okay. And then the next day, there you go, 10 take away 4 is, what do you think it is, kids? And then there's the sentence, so they have to say it. So it's all about facts, relationships, inverse operations, language. I mean, if I show, I can show you, Kieran, obviously it won't show everybody, but if I show just how beautiful this looks, I mean, it really is a lovely piece of resource for year 3 teachers. And you can kind of see, we get quite quickly up to things like 20 minus 5 and 100 minus 20. And then on what else time? And then multiplication and division, all the language around it, arrays, inverses. But every single day, it's what else time, greater than. And that, I think that is what we miss. I think sometimes we're so, here's a fact, let's learn the fact. Because I mean, anyone can just put up 25 facts of the day. I've seen lots of resources that do that, but actually it's much more than that. It's about making those connections. So that's the pupil-facing presentation. Then there's a teacher-facing one, which is basically just a question of how to use the stuff and what the teaching sequence is, because I think that's important. What is the teaching sequence? And it's all about getting the children to communicate. Okay, and then the what time is it? What else time? So that's the crucial thing. And then sharing their ideas. And then another thing, I think this is so important, is that after day 4, you start going back. So you say, what did we do there? And what was this one? And can you remember this one? And that idea of recall, and we know the EEF published some very good stuff about what is actual proper neuroscience as opposed to what isn't. And so one of the ideas that I want to encourage is revisiting. And so, yeah, it's based on smart motorways, because that's the concept, hence the sort of motorway sign that you can see. It's because the thing about smart motorways, Kieran, is that there seems to be a paradox, doesn't there? Which is that they sense a problem ahead. Yeah, they sense a problem ahead on the road, and in order to help you get through faster, they slow you down. And this seems so counterintuitive, but it works. We've all done it. I mean, I have sat in fewer motorway queues when the traffic sticks to those slow down signs and we don't all hit the back of that queue. And so that really inspired me. I thought, you know what, I'm going to base the whole philosophy of this on, do you know what, guys, if we spend 25 days embedding the fact that all these ideas matter, all right, and they're all related to each other, hence the kind of, what is related. It's not just about a number fact. That's hardly at all what it's about. It's about the number fact and therefore what else. So I guess number fact is fluency, related fact is reason. So the teacher, even in case they're an inexperienced teacher, they're even given some things that are likely to come up. Yeah. What as related fact, and if they don't, they can bring them up. So that's a really kind of teachers facing thing. Then I've got, I'm still building other resources, for example, just the names of words. And I find kids, they just knowing the names of words. So it's a very obvious idea, but I don't know why I know it. The numbers from 1 to 20 in a word search. Okay, it forces you to find this. Why? But we don't start with that one. The numbers from 1 to 10. Let's start there. Then we can go to 11 to 20. Depends on your level, really. And then they need to be able to write out multiples of 2. And there they are. They're all there. Slight problem with the gaps. And multiples of 10, multiples of 5. These things, I mean, they took ages to make, obviously, but they are a fantastic resource, all right, for teachers. So there's the main chunk of the lesson is going to be, here's today's fact, here's what we do, and then here's some greater depth. And I'm still writing the greater depth bit, all right, but effectively it's built into the related facts. I'll tell you, I'm unbelievably excited about this project. I think it's going to really, really help Year 3 teachers. I don't know what to even charge for it at all. So by the time you hear this, you'll know, okay? Because it'll be on my website and you can go and get it. And please do. I mean, I'll price it stupidly as I always do to encourage more people to get it. But don't do it for the sake of me. Do it for the sake of those kids. Honestly, even if you can't afford it, if you say I can't afford it, email me. I'll give it to you. Honestly, you just got to help your kids out. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. In the sense that the latest and newest thing is almost everybody's favorite thing, I guess. Long answer, sorry.
As we said earlier on, I imagine there's going to be lots of schools who are thinking about this very thing. And the fact that they can draw on the thoughts of an expert who has already done a lot of the hard work for them, then that's definitely something I think schools should invest in. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I'll definitely be pushing it in the direction of my Year 3 teachers. Because like I said, time is the most precious commodity a teacher has, and if someone more expert has designed something, you'd be foolish not to get involved. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.